Guy, I'm cracking.
How?
My this thing is hanging. Can't see.
Mm,
Please play the video. Please play the video, please.
it's done playing. It's already done playing.
No, 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 like the branding video there.
The brand new video. I mean,
There's a video added to the media.
it's just the PNGs, like the slides. The video just finished playing. The 7 10 second video.
No, 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 no. The limit. Ah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've added it.
I need to reboot my laptop.
I've played the limits. Every video just
Oh, so hi guys. Apologies. So like I think I had a connection issue. So like I had like my laptop was hanging just like before, guys. I don't know what's happening. Guy, I don't know. This I don't know. They have a thing when it comes to live stream. So hi guys. How I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Marvelous. I'm Big Africa host for today. Head of social media and community for Africa, and then we have David here. I'm so excited to announce, or I mean, I'll be busy and excited to announce. So I mean, I think it's
yeah.
something that you know, um, that we are having our final live session for the year, and it's pretty see that we have gone past a whole lot of things. We have covered a couple of sessions, from risk management to NFC, the NFP,
NFT.
right?
Yeah.
We have done stocks, we have done stocks trading, we have done, stock futures, we've done, what else have we done? Um, we've talked about the bull markets, we've talked about the bear markets, we have done analysis here, we've talked whether we are in the bull market or not. We have, done a couple of things, a whole lot of things on our live session for the past, for the past quarter, for the past 3 months. Um, and it's pretty cool to see that now that we have come to the end of the year, and then we have come to the end of our live sessions as well. I'm excited to see it come to an end. And even though I know that we're going to still continue it by next year, but for now, I'm excited to see it come to an end. Um, and today we are just going to be discussing about just a few things. So this is something that I believe that we already know. I don't know, man. I mean, we have come to the end of our live sessions, for the year. This is the last and the final, and that's why it's titled the Ultimate Year End Markets Playbook. So this session we're going to be talking about a couple of things. First of all, we're going to be talking towards diverse topics. First of all, we're talking about what the biggest movers of 2025 is. Doing like a quick review of that. Some of the things that happened this year, from what trends we saw that came and passed. What things that we saw moved pretty well. What are like the biggest things that happened this year? And then we're going to now go over to like what the year-end volatility is, what's really driving it. Talk about how giving you trades to enter, but we're just going to be talking about those things. We're going to talk about entries, exits, and risk as you come to the end of the year. It doesn't mean you should lose all your money. How to enter with risk, how to set stop losses, how to take partial profit, how to avoid over trading, and also you should be giving yourself the liberty to spend some time with your family, and not just the charts as you come to the end of the year. And then also we're going to also talking about um positioning for a strong start in 2022. What that involves is that we're talking about, okay, how can you position yourself for the market movement that you're going to be having in 2026? Do we expect the market to be a bull market or a bear market? Are we going to expect it to go up or come down? It's not in our part to say, or just have to discuss with you guys. One thing about our live session, the fact that we see that most people have their preferences. Some people may prefer to stay on live, some people prefer to stay on Twitter Spaces, right? And this is just one of those year-end discussions that we're going to be having. And also, like we have all known, and for the past how many weeks or months now, we have had an amazing person with us in the space, and David here. And also, yes. For those in Nigeria, yes, we're going to also give you a very big announcement at the end of the space. I think many of you already know that, but then we're not going to share. So we're having David here today. David has always been with us here for the past months. Pretty consistent and sharing his own insights, and you guys have seen that he's very much more technical than I am. He has been really good on that end, and it's the last time you're going to be seeing us live like this on uh on here with you for the year, right? Just for the year. So David, yeah, do you have any other things to say before we begin? You're muted, David.
So I was saying thank you once again for bringing me on board. It's absolutely very much exciting, and absolutely the pleasure is all mine. And it's a special welcome to everyone joining us all across the world, and of course, special greetings to Africa people. I'm of course very much excited to see how would go in today's discussion, the ultimate year end. Especially as we're closing the year 2025 and breaking into the new year, I think this is very much necessary so we can take in a lot in while we retreat, not to retire, but then to prepare for a new relaunch for the new year. So I think, trust me, everyone is going to have a very hot take home, and I cannot wait to see how far we're going to be.
Amazing. So we're going to dive fast straight up into what our first agenda of the day is, which is voila, 2025 biggest market movers. A quick review of those 2025 biggest market movers. I don't know if you have a list of those, but I'll just give like a sort of like a rough thing on my head as regards what are some of the biggest things that I think happened this year, one by one, right? So first of all, I think that this year was really a thing when when it came to some of the AI agents. We saw Coinbase launched an X-Fold 2, which is an agent for, I think, payments with USDC. I believe so. I hope I'm getting it right. We saw the rise of some, AI tokens, some AI agents specifically that were, it was a thing for us this year as regards AI. So I'll say one thing is that AI really dominated the market at so many points, right now. So I'll talk about two of those things that I believe that happened this year that was, that was significant, right? So the second thing, okay, from the AI, I think one of the most significant tokens that we saw then was we saw Gotios. I think Gotios, no, was it Gotios? It was good, Sha. The Goats token was really a thing. We saw AI, I think it was AIXBT was also a thing. Very wonderful use case of a product that time, and it really surged that moment. If we're talking about it, we've seen, like I said, Xfold too. We have also seen what was the other prominent one again? I can't remember another one again for now. But then AI tokens was something that happened, this year, and it was a thing. I remember a friend telling me last year, that we should really prepare for, buy AI tokens and drop or something like that. Prepare because we're going to see a surge. And anything happened this year that most of the AI tokens that he told us to buy were not really listed then. Or, most of those AI token that he has, most of those AI token that he had told us to focus on. I mean, those AI tokens were not listed then. So a lot of things happened in the AI space. And then the second thing that was really, really a thing for me this year, or the biggest thing for me this year, was meme coins. So meme coins had its run this year like crazy, right? We saw a very massive inflow and liquidity, from L2s, right? It was like from Solana, and then from Solana we also saw from that shifted from Solana at some point to BNB, and there was this whole rounds of meme coin, but things started majorly on Solana, and it was like the big thing then, right? We saw. I mean, I think I was trying to bridge after the whole Solana stuff. I was still very much focused on Solana, and later on I said I wanted to try to bridge to BNB. That kind of thing happened, and Solana was crazy because, I mean, it was a very crazy time. Like, you will see how things evolve, and at some point you start seeing that the industry start, kind of like, should I say, dying off? Not really dying off, but like the momentum of which that's flown to before just began to like drastically reduce. And I mean, that's one thing about the crypto space. Things trend, this cycle that happens, majorly on the space, right? So Solana was a thing, right? It was pumping fire. Like, tokens go, and then next thing, this thing. We also saw that Trump, the president, and his wife Melania launched their meme coins, and they launched it on Solana as well. And this is meant to over, I think it was a billion. Was it went to a billion, right? Did the Trump go to a billion market, or 4 billion? I
More
think
than a billion. I think about 3 billion or more
yeah,
because
3 billion.
Milana also did billion. Both of them were billion, what, billion tokens.
Yes. So like
I think
Trump,
Trump got to like 27 billion and then Milana like 9 billion or so because Trump was
yes.
way
So
more.
like it was crazy, right? The whole thing was
Yeah,
massive, right? Massive inflow, majorly on Solana. We
yeah.
saw other tokens that, there were different narratives, right? And I think one of the interesting thing about the whole stuff was, right, on those space, on those stuff, right? Because we saw was it Squirrel,
Peanut,
Squirrel,
peanut, peanut the
eh?
squirrel,
Peanut,
peanut, peanut.
yeah. Peanut was a good narrative, and it went
Yeah,
massive. Like, it went massive.
yeah.
And eh?
I
You
said, yeah,
said?
there's a law behind this the whole story, and people like stories. People like all those exciting things. It
Mm,
really got a lot of attention. I mean, what billions of dollars, and people a lot of money from it. A lot of money.
honestly, right?
Yeah.
So those meme coins, I think, and that is the reason why I can't just wake up tomorrow and launch a meme coin and call it laptop. Because if because that is not going to gain liquidity no matter how it is, because it doesn't have a
Nah.
narrative,
Yeah.
right? So even the tokens that
So,
are going to rug, even token that I guess end up being rug, they also have
just
narrative. Do you understand?
yeah.
Except the primary thing of that token was except the primary thing of that token was for money laundering, of which most of these platforms are already having like means to
The
store this kind of
system.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AML and crisis.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when we saw when these guys were hacked, and then the scammer was trying to move the money everywhere and trying to also pump a meme coin via pump funds so that they can actually use that to withdraw the money with that with to launder the money and stuff. But then you know a lot of things happened, right? I think Pinot, what this one we're talking, the meme tokens that did very well that were prominent. Then there was Pinot. There was something that was around the period of Pinot. There was something else then. Man, there was something that was also going hand in hand with that Peanuts, right?
It was
There
not
was
weave,
this.
not
Hmm?
weave, not weave.
No,
WIF.
no, no, no.
No.
Man, I can't remember. But also, I think this year was the year that what's his name again? Elon was tweeting a lot, right?
Yeah.
This year, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
he had this was it Gotios Maximus, right? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
tweeted a whole lot this year, and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
gens, all the DJs, they were really on his page. Like, in fact, that was one reason why I won't turn up post notification on his page. Because when he tweets, somebody
It's a light
creates it
ink,
immediately
a coin.
and it
Yeah.
pumps more. Though sometimes when he pumps more, people drug it, they drug it immediately. But it was
Mm-hmm.
like a season. As
Yeah.
Elon
It was.
keeps tweeting, shit
They
posting,
keep.
they were
Yeah. They
tweeting
keep
him coin and stuff.
running meme coins. Yeah, all over the place. It's
Honestly,
a crazy year for real, for real. I mean,
yeah.
to think of the fact that we had Asta, we had I. There are some very great movers also because like we had, like you mentioned, AI agentic tools being launched. RWA reward asset also was another
RWA,
major
yes, I
beneficiary.
forgot to mention that as
Yeah,
well.
for movers. I think Ondo Finance got a lot of cross functions.
Mm.
I think yeah we even Bitget we had this is it what I think Muff is it
Morph,
Muff, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so we had this big thing to do with that also, just to kind of spice things up and help investors to see how much of user user first Bitget is. So much of thing went down this year, and then we had all of those movers. I think for me, I wouldn't forget the pump of Asta, and then you reminded me of the pump of the Trump coin, several crazy things. From the beginning of the year, it was like a crazy year, a very tough, crazy year. And
Mm.
I think, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's
So
yeah,
for me, right? I think I didn't mention the you know the RWA, right? But then it was like
yeah,
one of the biggest thing that happened. So like there was this whole speculation of um
mhm,
of an anticipated crash, right? And that crypto are going to what they call it um real world asset was going to be like the next thing, and it like happened.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
I
so,
do.
so for example, we started seeing that most platforms started launching, tokenized assets, stocks trading, securities
Yeah,
on the platform. But then the approach Bitget took was pretty cool and interesting because you can actually do like futures trade on some of like these stocks,
yeah, leverage trade. I think
with
Bitget took this thing first. Like they had the first mover advantage in this
leverage.
part, I guess, and then they also diversify the product more, kind of
Mhm.
spicing it up for users to play around. I think there is the on chain for investing in all of this tokenized US stocks, and then there is a leverage part, like you mentioned, for features. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's very much correct. Very correct.
And over the past 1 week, we see that the market share for stocks trading, you can see these people. The market share for stocks
So,
trading,
like
uh, the market share for stocks trading, right? On Ondo Finance, Bitget has over 73% on the past 1 week, right? Um,
Wow.
Bitget has done over 10, I think 10 or 30 billion. Is it? No, let me confirm that.
I
I
think
think it
I think
was
I
10
think it
or
was 30 billion. I think
30
30
billion
billion
in trade volume
trading volume. Yeah, trading volume. I saw it.
for stocks alone, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think this was really cool because I think one thing that really sparked this thing very well was in some markets, some certain markets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to mention the market, but some of those markets, when you want to trade securities like those things or those reward assets, those stocks, right? You are going to be taxed on that, right? But then so
Yeah,
they
properly.
it's not Africa though. So they now so
There's like a bypass, kind of a bypass.
yeah, so people now decide, okay, so why would I do that when I can just do the easy way by converting my local currency to USDT and then trade get settled in USDT in that kind of thing, right? And also
Yeah,
Bitget launched like a zero fee trading on stocks, and it
yeah,
really took off at some point, right? Trading volume doubled and was tripling every day. We're getting new announcement of how trade volume was doubling. So you know what it means that the market share for Bitget for those stocks, so tokenized stocks, were 73%. Sorry, can you hear my background?
yeah. It's, sorry about that, everyone. It's just gonna
There
be
was a
right back.
I hear in the car in the background.
Punk. Yeah. Just a moment, everyone. So I mean, like Marvelous was saying, we literally can see how people get recorded massive, records of success and progress and push beyond, expectations, right? Especially for the year 2025, how we, $30 billion trading volume in stock was no joke, and getting people to have a belief and assurance to have their stocks, purchased and settled in, Big Get Up and crypto is a great move, and that just to let you know how much of goodness still lies ahead for Bitget as we approach the new year. So I mean, it was a
Yeah,
very massive movement. Yeah.
yeah. I think we are skipping one thing, and the one thing we are skipping is
Okay.
that we haven't mentioned like the crazy move of BTC this year, right? So we saw BTC hitting all-time high upon all-time highs. Um, you know,
Multiple time ice matches. Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah, see,
crazy
but
true.
this year it got to 100K, right? Was it
Over.
this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this year it got to 100K and then boom
So
to
I think it
one.
got to 100K last year. It was 120 something. It got. I'll confirm that on the chat, by the way.
Oh, okay, yes, yes, it was 100K last year December, right?
120 something. Yes, this year.
No, no, I mean last year December it was like 100K. He got to 100K last year
Mhm.
December after Trump got into office. When Trump was
Yeah.
elected.
Yeah.
Um, and then
But
this year we saw multiple all-time highs: 105, 110, 120. I think 125. Did you get to 125? So people were
127. Oh, yeah, it was
107,
120,
right?
125. 125. Yeah, yeah.
105, right? Yes. So people were speculating like we could get into 150. And then
Yeah.
it took us back to last year. I think
Yeah.
now it's around 90 something K, right? 94 or so.
89,
Uh,
90K. Yeah.
90K, around 90K now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, these were like some of like the some of the things that happened during this year that were really really prominent. When it came to uh the
Market
the
move.
the market moves, right? Are there
Yeah.
anything we are missing concerning this as well?
Well, I think you literally have mentioned the most. I mean, and while we're discussing, I just need us to really think back and see how the market, I mean, the year has been. In reality, if we look at the market from a quality perspective, we'd see that it was a bullish year eventually. Bullish for AI, bullish for, what's it called, RWAs, bullish for Bitcoin, and I
Also,
must say bullish for Bitget. So it's a bullish year. Just that our portfolios might not be revealing that sometimes. Yeah.
it was really bullish. I think we didn't even talk about L2s had their rounds this year as well. A couple of L2 layers.
Yeah,
Yeah, as
yeah.
well. What again? I think the Bitcoin halving. I think it was this year, right?
It
Was
was
this
actually last year.
was last year?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was last year.
Okay. Okay. Well, last year. Last year. That's true. That's
Yeah, it
true.
was last year.
Um.
April.
What
April.
again? We saw a couple of things, really, really move the market this year, and then also on the Bitget side, we saw some other interesting things that happened. We had our Bitcoin Pizza Day. We had where we did it in
Wow.
over in
Yeah.
Africa. We did it in Cape Town, South Africa, and then we also did it in Abuja, Nigeria. Um,
Yeah.
what else? Notable events. Biscuit turned seven. Biscuit turned seven this year.
I
What
think
else?
I think I also got to know that the one we having. Okay, I shouldn't break the ice yet, but I mean, we'll make the 19th event we'll be having soon. So I think it's been a lot of events this year
Mm,
for Big Get. Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
events, community meetup. One we even had in, Lekki, Lagos last 2 months. I think that was in October. So yeah,
Yes.
great turnouts and vibes and chills from community members. It's very
Yeah,
much
for the
great
for the
energy.
community, I know you championed a couple of them. I think you were champion two of them, two of the builders events, one in
Leaders event.
Fair, and then the other one
Yeah,
in
in
another part
Kano,
of Nigeria.
yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
So what's the next segment? We're going to talking about some of like the year end volatility. And
yeah.
on this segment, we are going to focus on you know on the end of the year. We always see stuff where the volatility is different from like the year end rather than like the beginning or the middle of the year as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
We start seeing how institutions try to would they stop trading because at the end of the year they want to take some end of the year break, or would they keep trading seeing that people are not there? Will some whales start to
Mm.
reposition? Would there be like some sort of like
Yep.
rebalance portfolio? um we are like in the final stretch of the year, so a couple of things are going to be happening in the market, so we need suitable data to be able to speculate what exactly we are going to be expecting, because most of the time the move of the market lies on the hands of most liquidity providers, or what you know whales, institutions, and a couple of other things. Some of us that are trading, or like all me that I'm doing like all this, I'm just a day trader. So, we basically are just
Yeah.
on the reactive way, right? The market is being moved by those
Yeah.
top guys, right? We are just there to say, okay, this is what these top guys are most likely doing, and here's how we can reposition according to them, so that we don't be on the losing side, or we don't be their exit liquidity, right? So,
Mm.
what do you think, about this end of the year volatility? Do you think it's going to create like a new opportunity for us, for traders, or do you think it's just a time where the market is going to move it very well before people are not going to just, go and really touch grass with their family? What do you think about it?
All right, so I think it's a very great question, and I really wish people can really pay attention because perhaps this is the meat of our discussion today. We need to always tell ourselves history is a good teacher. It's best for us to learn, like one of these old African stories will say. And trust me, we shouldn't come from big Africa without getting some African tales, sometimes. And then it's best for us if history is a good teacher for us to be a good student. Let's repeat history by painful experiences. So if we go back in history and check what really has been happening every December time, especially when we are wrapping the year. If you check December last year, we had a very bullish year, bullish December into the new year, simply because there was a change in government in the United States, right? And we need to ask ourselves during that time, what really happened? December, literally, we could check and see the market had a bit of downturn from December the 1st till December the, let me check, 2030. I'm checking right away. You could see
Mhm,
Bitcoin did about 13 or 14% drawdown.
mhm,
And in fact, into the Q1 of the new year, this particular year we're in, it went further down about 20 something percent, 25% before recovering massively up on that on a weekly time frame. Then what happened December 2023 into the new year? You check that we have just a slight drop of let's say from the very peak of that of that December. you'd see that the market dropped just slightly, about 10% also, from about $44,000 December 2023 into from December 1st, 2023 till December the 30th, 2023, you see Bitcoin dropped about 7% or 8, let's say 10%, approximately. And so you could see there's just a slight drop and a bit of way more drop in January and then a massive recovery. So these past 2 years, I mean 2023 December, 2024 December, we've seen a bit of just 10% drop, and then which is followed by the New Year recovery. And if we further go back also into 2022, when we had the market winding off the bear cycle, you'd see that December was not going to be a month of sell as you would expect it, because that was the month where the market began to buy back up. December 2022 was when the market rose from about 16K all the way to the all-time high we are having today, a very staggering price. And so why are we bringing us back to history? We're saying December is a very critical time, so the best you can expect is sometimes some drawdown of 10-15% and all of that. This is from technical perspective. Some days ago I was looking up on X, and then I checked. I found some person posting that BlackRock and some persons, I think BlackRock specifically, their ETH, their Ethereum tokens have been successfully been staked. And
Mm,
I think, yeah, so I'm trying to look up for that also, like an intelligence as we're talking, so I could probably show us that. And so all of these data are saying institutions are trying to kind of strategize the operations for the wrap of the year, prepare for the new year. But when you say bigger institutions like BlackRock staking Ethereum, that's not a sign of their not a sign that they are drawing back or tiring, or choosing to concede to a bearish market. That implies that they still have a likely bullish outlook for the market. Not a financial advice, but that tells you that they're already being strategic about trying to bring in more investment. I think I also saw the news somewhere, saying that there is now kind of permissions and allowances for people in the US to invest in crypto more than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some other ETFs. I think the number of ETFs in some of these ETF platforms have now increased beyond the standardized cryptocurrency. So all of those are important metrics we must put into consideration as we're wrapping the year, to know that it's not the end of time for crypto. It's not the end of yeah, it's not the end of the playbook, as it were. This particular year game is ending, but yet we need to be preparing for the new year, and we need to really size up, reaccess portfolio, and reevaluate what we're holding. We shouldn't be holding some very crazy meme, because some of them will die and never resurrect anymore. So we
some of
need
them
to
have already
really
died
check.
and never resurrected
Yeah,
again.
yes. So I think those are just my take as we
You know that some meme coins before,
yeah.
some people are holding some meme coins that if they that the only way they can go back to their loss, their initial entry self, is
Is them
when
prayer.
is if that coin do another 100% or maybe 200% and stuff. So some people just know, like, now, if I buy a token worth for, like, let's say $100, right,
Yeah.
and the token is now remaining $20, right?
Mhm.
So I'll just tell myself that, no need to sell. Like, it can only be a loss when you sell. So that level
Sometimes that thing.
that level of copium and hopium, some people are really, putting
Holding
their
on to.
now, because come on, like, you said, I think you bought something like at like top and look at where it is currently. You said you
Mm.
be like, oh, why would you even want to sell? Like, just let's just play all the money, like it's indeed, yeah.
But,
So
sometimes if someone is aware that this coin is going to run, they would still humbly, like, okay, I don't accept, just sell it off and take their $20 and pocket their $20.
mhm.
Like, if they knew this thing would eventually run, because you know still knowing that $20 could actually get some couple of drinks to touch grass in real life could be another haunting pain.
So over to the next of our agenda, right? So hyper been set up
Yeah,
before. We are not going to. So guys, one more thing, what we're saying here is that this is not the financial advice, right?
of
We're
course.
not giving financial advices here, right? So do your own research.
Yeah.
While you're trying to get into, like, whatever we're saying, take what we're saying as more of like, how do I describe it? Um just superficial, discussions, right? That should give you an
Yeah,
idea as to what we think is like
kind of a
the way
clue.
the market is moving or something like that, right? Not taking what we are saying as for a fact that you should use as a clue to go and invest, into the
Mm,
market, right? Because we're saying it here over and over again. We see it every day here. All that is not a financial advice, right? You're responsible for
yeah.
whatever thing that you get to experience or what. And we're not going to be blamed for those things, that kind of thing. So, we're not going to talk about like hyperability setups, before the year end. We've talked about some of the things as regards ETFs and stuff like that as regards what the market is doing currently. But we need to go in depth to talk about not really in depth because we know that this is something that we can. But we're actually going to skip this thing very soon. We're going to not spend so much time on this particular part. Um, so what will always say now? How do we or what do we expect like or what do you think our setup should be before the year end? I'll just say something quick. I think that most people are going to be taking a break off the charts to spend some time with family over the festive period, right? So like the whole thing as regards setups. So there's a two-way thing. People might decide to completely choose not to do any trade during this period. And some people might choose to do trades, but then let's say not put so much focus on them there, right? For me, what I just
Mm,
feel like what I'm just going to say right now is that whatever point whatever one you're doing, or if you're doing the second one, most probably make sure that your risk management is very much solid, right? So
yeah,
you're putting risk that boom, this is where I my risk management will be, and you should not be risking so much, right? But then only be risking like what is within your risk budget, right?
yeah. Your risk
One
limits.
that gives you the liberty to take your eyes off the charts and
Yeah,
spend some time with family and friends without having to be, uh, you know,
panicking and shaking and jerking and sweating and smiling at the same time.
exactly. So yeah, what do you think?
So really, there is no other word than managing your risk. The truth is, the high probability setup that people could think of getting, people could tell you look out for breakout zones, look out for whatever it is. And I would have loved to show you how to combine different things. It's always something we love doing. Vibing over charts and vibing over market structure analysis. Of course, you all know these things: demand, supply, smart money concept, liquidity trap, different things that are in the markets and different patterns. I think it's very much important that the things I must give to you is not a setup, and that's why this thing that we are saying is just to ensure that you are settled. Because if you are going to be trapped in another setup, I mean, it's December and it's break time, you will not almost have you will not literally get your mental health together. And how would you break into the new year with mental instability? So the high probability setup that I think you best give yourself is to reduce risk. I'm going to tell you this. I'm sorry to say it. Avoid futures trading as much as possible this December. Use it to just ask yourself, the gamble I don't do, how much I don't win. Now you need to tell yourself that December is not the month that you make everything. Just because the market is not going to be having so much of volatility. Think of it, companies have breaks, so much volume will be eating the market as it used to be in these 80s where everyone is trading back to back. Companies, people, investors, prop firms. And so I think the truth is most of the major banks goes on holidays, and then even if you don't go on holiday because you're working on yourself and you are losing your money making some big, just try and pretend that you want to go on holidays. Just pretend. I know it's very tough sometimes, but just kind of pretend and see movies and ask yourself honest questions about the losses. Go back
To
and
go
look at
and
the
see to go and see Bitcoin inspired movies.
don't go and see money and just go and jump on charts and be shouting, because if you jump on shout this December, you feel shout.
So
Just manage your risk.
yeah,
Manage your risk. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically. So still on the risk management thing, right?
Mm,
We are now going talking about optimizing
yeah,
entries and exits, and also still on risk. One sec.
yeah, yeah.
So on the risk management strategies now, right? So
Yeah.
um I think I've talked about risk, and then you can talk about optimizing your entries and exits. So I think this is a little bit relating to our last topic, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so what I want to say about this is that when it comes to risk, right? Risk is one thing that I just keep preaching because so last month, I mean last 2 months, I decided to do like make copy trading, like my passive income stream, like the manual one, not the automatic one that's on Bitget, right?
Okay.
I joined a group and then started doing this thing. Now, when I was in this thing, I never got the concept of risk management, right?
Mm.
Um, what I had in mind then was that you just that every trade was. So I didn't want to call it a gamble, but now I think I call it a gamble because that's exactly what I was doing. I was thinking that always a gamble. If you get in, either you fail or you lose. I make plenty or you lose plenty, and that was it for me. So when I enter
Mm.
$50 trade, I'm expecting to get like 100, 200% using like the highest leverage there. So once the guy just posts, I stroke the highest leverage and I push the trade and then put my stop loss at like 30%. The 30% goes. But then I saw scenarios where I'm putting my stop loss at 30%, and then somebody comes and then the thing goes draw down, and then now after it hits my stop loss, it gets to pump again, right? Then I have to start asking question concerning risk management. What do you mean
Mm.
that you are putting your SL somewhere that is like minus 200% of your capital or 300% of your capital? What does that mean? I started asking those questions, then I started getting like
Questions.
that.
Understand.
And basically, the thing is that you have to set your risk management, not just one that you can afford to lose. Because most people put $100 in their this thing and just be like, "Though $100 is what I can afford to lose." So do enter every
Mhm.
trade like $50 or so. But no, if you do like that, if you're putting $50 per trade and you have like an account, that means you're going to blow your account in two trades, right? And that's not the way to go, right? So the best thing to do, and I even because that 30% stuff, right, that I thought that I was doing, right, it was basically because of what I heard somebody said. She said
Yeah.
in the group that she risked 30%. So what came to my mind then was that she risked 30. She said she entered every trade with about needs $200 and aims for over 100%, or I think that is with $500 or so. And then she risked 30%. And what came to my mind was that, oh, what it means is that once she gotten draw down on 30%, she'll cancel the trade and stuff. I never
Yeah.
realized that 30% she said that she was risking,
Of her
right?
the capital she could
Was
expose to the trade.
capital she was risking per day, right? So if you have like $1,000 account, you should risk it. She was, let's say she had done the $1,000
A
account,
thousand.
she was
300.
risking 300. And what that means,
Yeah.
there is no 300 per trade itself. It was like 300 per day, something like that.
Yeah.
What it means is that her entire trade, even though she makes 10, 20 trades that day, is going to
Yeah.
fall under that 300, which is like the third pair of the trade, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So like I began to ask questions, and that's when I started getting answers concerning this rich man event. I saw one guy with my eyes in that group that we were literally blew his account. Like I've actually not seen people blow their account before, but like I literally saw him blow his account. Right? He was saying he
Wow.
was just he just lost 5K. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? What do you mean you just lost 5K? He puts they entered this, they sent the trade signal. He entered the trade signal, and then he didn't put SL. So when he entered, he put like the highest leverage, I think 100x leverage, and then he entered, and then he was going back to check for the SL back and put the SL. So in the process of going back to check for the SL and come back, he got liquidated. It wasn't even liquidated
Mm.
itself. The thing cleared everything
Wow.
because he simply did not um calm down
Apply.
to the SL
Yeah.
first. The first thing I do when
Yeah.
I mention it is that I put the SL and take profits first.
Yes. Yes.
Or if I'm
Yes.
not putting take profits first, I'm putting the SL first. So I know that I'm mentally prepared for what I'm about to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you get?
I.
So
Yeah. 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 I just want to say that it's very much important that people really begin to take responsibility. And by that, I mean, beginning from when they enter a trade, they are taking responsibility by, applying the stop losses. They're taking responsibility by, setting all of those, yardsticks. Look at it. There is a quiet, you know, I don't want to use the word greed, but that's what it is for us to see the market, right? Get some people's trade. I want to copy. Maybe it's a signal, and we don't even care to know the size of the people's capital and how much they are, you know, leveraging, because 20% on a capital is very much relatively different from everyone's. So 20% on $1,000 capital is different from 20% on $10,000.
Honestly.
20%, for some people, they just say, "Oh, I make 20% per month." And okay, but then you make 20% on your $10 per month. I think you'll be KO,
Depends on
right?
what
You
like
know
this thing
KO.
to be to so like the thing is
It's
it's
like you're
crazy.
boxed out of life. So
Hmm.
it's so much about you taking responsibility, being intentionally decisive, telling yourself honestly nothing but the truth. And really, I saw a video today, and the person was saying something about the Chinese trap, that when an animal is caught in the Chinese trap, it's not about trying to tell itself I'm right and trying to use ego and force itself out of the trap. You need to calm down and tell yourself, hey, it's not about chasing profit so much. It's about staying longer in the game. It's about me knowing how I can breathe out my life. And I think the summary of what this person said: have a life outside of trading. Don't let trading be the whole thing you are doing, because you don't lose your mind. Because
Hmm.
really, there is so much more. Because when you have a life out of trading, no matter what you do with the trading, it's just something by the side. It's not all there is to your life. And I think this is one of the best gifts you could take from themselves as we optimize. As you want to, take, entries, you want to take exits, you want to apply risk, get yourself into doing some other things. Get busy on some, videos you want to work on or edit. Get yourself busy with some books you want to write or read. Get yourself on some code you want to work on. Build something, write stories, connect with people, intentionally do something as you're wrapping the year, because you wouldn't know how that can really help your heart and your trading to peak and gain momentum as we enter the new year. So I think this is one of the ways people can optimize their entries and exits, and because really it can really make a great deal of progress.
So yeah, I also think that people that with proper risk management, are people with are people that have like proper state of like mental health also when it comes to trading. Because
Mhm.
when I started doing, like I said, when I started trading the whole thing, right, I just used to put all my money and stuff. So the first time I was very lucky. I put the highest leverage on a token and I entered the trade, I think about $100. And then I go over 200% profit. And this happened in like, it happened in like 2 minutes, so in like 3 minutes, right?
Wow.
I go over 200%, and then I withdrew, and I was so freaking happy. Like I was all over I was like, guy, I was seeing my guy say, bro, like it was, and this thing happened. Like I was watching that this, he was watching the candle week by going like
Wow.
in like 2 3 minutes. I made that significant amount of profit, and I was so excited. And I thought that every day was going to be like that. But then I think for after that day, for the next 1 week, I was on like a serious losing streak. What they give the market back the money we give me. So like it was crazy. Um, um, um,
Yeah.
but that was before I now learned like the whole risk management thing. So like before when I say any trade, my heart will be beating. I feel like I could literally hear my heart beat because I'm entering the trade. Honestly, I'll be hearing and I'll be
Yes,
sweating
yes,
because
yes.
like if I lose
Yeah.
this money, it's crazy. Like so, like I'll just be there calm, waiting. Like I'll be looking at the charts to be going. That
People
time, if
people will just see that you are gent. They don't know that you are gent because your eyes feel blood.
so I remember one time I was talking to my babe, and I was talking to her on the phone, so on like a call on the night, and then I saw this trade. And so when I entered the trade, I was doing an shoulder. I was like, yes, yes. And like, are you listening to me? And I was like, but good night. because he was like, bro, like it was crazy. Like, cause I had like that day, that particular day, I was on a serious drawdown. Like in some minutes, like I was already like below $50 or so, and then you're talking to me, like, and my mind is here, you are here. So like I was trying to like juggle the whole thing. Don't
You
to me,
know,
I'm
I
meant to say, "I'm watching this trade, I'll look for the best place to just click on sell and collect my loss, even instead of collecting, like putting everything
yeah,
as um, and it was really crazy. That thing was happening every time. I would like tell myself that must my heart be beating anytime I'm entering a trade? Like, must it be beating? Because every time I'm to that, my heart will be jiggy, 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 jiggy. So must
yeah,
it be happening? Like, I need to be for real. Like, I need to
up the
discuss it
game, change
like
some
this.
things. It can't go,
Like,
keep
it's not
going
with
like
my
that.
mental health as well.
Yeah,
And then when I learned risk management, I think things changed better for me, and
mm,
that was pretty much it. Over here. So, our next segment is going to be, pretty like the last time we've been talking about, which is
yeah,
how we are going to be positioning for like the strong start in 2026 as regards the market. So, like, what would you say are your like should I say speculations for Q1 or H1 as regards 2026? How do you think is the best way to position for like the strong start? I think I'll go first. I think I
okay,
always, I don't know why I always preach the gospel of risk management. I think because I've been a victim of it.
kind of.
I think that this is the time for you to learn, like for anybody to learn. If you want to go into trading as a passive income stream by like next year, you should start now to start learning the basics, right? Even though you want to be doing like copy trading, right, where you join a group where they are posting signals, fine, nothing is wrong there, but you should be able to um start now to learn the basic things, like first of all risk management, learn when to enter, when to not, how to secure your capital, how to budget your losses. And then also, if you want to go into start learning how to do it, if you want to start going into, let's say, stocks futures trading, you have to start learning, or first of all looking for where to be getting fast news updates, because one thing about the stock market is that it's highly driven by news, and the price action highly driven by news, unlike crypto market that is, unlike though they work this way, mostly most of the times news are major things like in the stock market. So like you have to start finding where to find news. Yahoo, Yahoo Business, this one. If you want to start finding a different thing on different platform, right?
Yeah,
You have to focus on taking this time after you've had the time with your family. Fine, then start learning against the new year, right? So, looking for watching YouTube videos, start downloading PDFs or whatever that you can use to accumulate knowledge. That you can use this knowledge for your own personal gain, from the next year. So, and by that group already I joined, there was this guy that I was just learning from all those the candlestick Bible. He was busy learning from there, and he had taken some trade, or he has seen some trade that he posted in the group, that thing was contradictory to the one that he had learned in some of his learning process. So he said he used to watch some videos, he used to do some stuff, he used to read some books. So he said that this trade person posted, I look at the candle and it's not what I am seeing that this
mm,
person. So he decided to leave it or enter it, and the notions were favorable for him. So you see, even though you have people that have um that can provide high probability trade, you just have to be able to know that, okay, if this person posted it in, if I enter it, is it a good thing to be entered now? That kind of thing. So yeah, I think if we should use this period to, really learn about the markets as they are.
yeah. I think as we approach New Year, I just have a few things we should really look out for, right? Number one, I think people should look out more for investments around artificial intelligence. I would say that beyond crypto, thank God we have stocks now that are tokenized on Bitget. You can actually look out for them. I'm being honest with you. That's just the truth. I'm very much optimistic of a bearish market. Going forward, of course, a lot of irregularities in between. We'll deal with that, but the market likely going to drop more. Because next year I got a wind. I saw the news that Elon Musk is going to have the SpaceX IPO, and this SpaceX IPO is the plan for next year, and no one knows. I don't know when exactly it's going to be next year, maybe Q1, Q2, but I think the 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 um the valuation could be at about $1.5 trillion, and they are likely going to be raising about $30 billion. So
Mm,
it's all about funding ambitions like orbital data, artificial intelligence, use of Starship, right? For all this is Mars movement, all this is going to Mars and cross-planetary movements. All of those things that has to do with robotic science, and every coins in between that. We should also look out for that, right? Because humans are very funny whenever they're all of this trend. So things around robotism, things around artificial intelligence, things around Mars and SpaceX, everything around all of those, and Musk is still going to have its relevance next year. I think we should not diss him, we should not overlook him. I think those are greatly important, and I think if everyone has the opportunity, I'm really thinking loud right now. People should leverage bots to trade and do many important things that bots could not do for them next year, like leverage bots to do futures trade, and then kind of like Marvelous is saying, since you've learned more this December, deploy time to do more, value-based work, right? I think we might have less noise in the crypto market and more noise in stock market. I think whatever it is Mr. Trump is doing in the White House is going to cause a lot of global shifts of money. I think we'll learn so much about the new world power or currency. So I don't know a lot of tussles and battle between BRICS and the United States dollars. We don't know, but next year is a critical year, and I think so much is going to be very much revealed next year. So be positioned, and then don't have all your assets. I'm sorry for saying it this way. Don't have all your assets in USD. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Be prepared for opportunities. Look out for them, and be keen with the information. Stay informed. Of course, subscribe to Bitget Africa. I mean, I think I saw that we've been increasing it a bit. We need to get like 10K. So next year should be time we should be eating us on this platform to get more information about how things are evolving, and of course you can be so sure you'll be guided to the right place, and then staying safe along the journey. Yeah. So those are my little contributions as we position for the new year.
right. So I think we have come to the end of our live session. Not just end of today's live session, but end of our live session in general for the year. And
Yeah,
interesting to see. I wish I can play some whoop 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 whoop. So that
yeah, yeah.
so guys, you have been here with us from the beginning, from the start till now. Just want to say a big thank you to you for staying with us for our live webinar. We've had an amazing time with everybody right here. We've had an amazing time. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're going to have so much more happening next year. Very much in topics that will interest you as well. So have the best end of the year and season's greetings to you. Oh, I've been wearing Christmas cap right now, but I don't have
How?
any on. So you have any last words, David?
Yes, I think you are the one that will do that. About our event next week, you almost forgot, I guess.
Okay. So I mean, we have an event next year. We have an event next week
Oh,
in Lagos. I don't know if you haven't registered. We have the link on our page to do well to join us for our
yeah,
end year party. Let me find the image.
yeah.
Let me find the image so I can distribute. So, and party. So yeah, we have our end of the year party, which is going to kick off by oh, is it what showing? It's not showing here. Yes, our end of the year party unlocked tomorrow, which is going to be happening this weekend, the 19th, in Lagos, Nigeria. Sorry for other states and other countries. Um, we are just into Nigeria this time. Maybe by next year, I'm going to do the next end of the year party in your state. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of people just come together, network, eat, drink, lots of food, lots of drinks, music, talk about Bitget, connect to Bitget team and community, and a whole lot of other things around that circle. So we are inviting you to register. The link should be somewhere in our page. If you scroll, you'll see it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
on,
you're
on,
invited.
on Twitter. On Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter, yes, on X, yes. Link should be on X. So you're invited to come hang around with Bitget. Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Do have a good rest of the week. Um,
Bitget has launched the world's first stock futures. Let's explore how to trade them today. What are stock futures? Bitget's stock futures turn stocks, such as Nvidia stock, into tradable crypto indices on the blockchain. With stock futures, you can go long or short on tech giants using USDT. No brokerage account needed, making it easier to get started. Bitget lists stock futures such as Tesla USDT, Nvidia USDT, Google USDT, and Apple USDT, with up to 10x leverage and support for isolated margin mode only. Trading is open 24/5 on weekdays, Monday to Friday, and closed on weekends and public holidays. No forced liquidation during breaks, providing you with greater peace of mind when managing risks. How to get started. Step 1, sign up or log into Bitget. Create a Bitget account on the website or app and complete identity verification to keep your account secure. Step 2, fund your account. Deposit USDT and transfer it to your futures account on the wallet page. We recommend starting with at least 100 USDT. Step 3, choose your futures. Search for the stock futures you want to trade in the Futures Stocks section, such as Nvidia USDT. Select Isolated Margin Mode and set your preferred leverage. For beginners, we recommend 1 to 5x. Step 4, place your order. Choose to go long or short with multiple order types available, including limit and market orders. We strongly recommend setting take profit and stop loss levels when placing a trade to manage risk effectively. Note, stock futures trade 24 hours a day on weekdays, with funding rates settled hourly. Markets close on weekends and public holidays, so be prepared for potential price gaps when trading resumes. Start trading the world's first stock futures on Bitget today and unlock new opportunities where crypto meets traditional finance.